Hey guys, I hope you're doing really well. So today I've literally just finished doing my kind of routine for the day. It's currently 10:15, I think. So I'm just getting ready to kind of wind down, have some relaxation time, and then go to bed. So I just thought that I'd check in with you guys really quickly, and let you know basically what I do on a normal day at university, how my day works, and particularly at the moment I've got exams coming up. My exams start in 4.5 weeks. So I just thought it'd be really helpful for you guys to hear exactly how I kind of plan my revision each and every day, and how that works. But really just to kind of break down exactly what my day looks like, because I get lots of questions saying, Liam, what is your, like, how long do you study for? How many hours a day do you spend studying? So I just wanted to kind of talk to you about that a little bit. I'm feeling pretty tired. It's been a long day. I'm really cracking on with revision at the moment. So yeah. So what does my day look like? The first thing to say is that obviously I'm doing finals now at Cambridge, so I'm working harder than I ever have really before. So I don't want to scare you with how much I'm working, and know that at GCSE, at A level, and even in my previous 2 years of exams I've had here, I've not worked this much. And I would say you can probably kind of work out from how much I say I'm working, how you can perhaps improve your study routine to kind of be closer to mine so that you're as productive as possible. But you don't necessarily need to be studying for loads and loads of hours. And in fact, I'm a big believer, as anyone who's watched my videos before will know, in making sure that you're being really efficient and spending your time as wisely as you can, so that you can spend as much time as possible relaxing. The thing is, at the moment, I've just got an awful lot of stuff to cover. So I've got a lot to do, and that's why basically I'm having to have these kind of longer days. So what does my day look like? I'm starting my kind of day with my alarm going off at 7:15, which I know may either. So bear in mind, the first thing to say is that I'm not going to classes really. I have a few classes here and there this term, but it's mainly just me sat at my desk kind of working, doing revision. So I'm not, if you're going to school every day, then obviously this is going to be slightly different for you. But this is more for holidays, during kind of time off, or in the run up to exams. If you get a period of time off, study leave, this would be the sort of thing you would do. So I'm setting my alarm for 7:15, which I know is quite early, but this was actually my friend who I live with, Nat, his recommendation that I get up at 7:15, get cracking, get started early. So we generally get up, have a bowl of porridge with some fruit in it, a good sort of decent sized breakfast, get up, watch some basketball highlights or some friends together, enjoy that, chill out until 8. And that's really good, gets you woken up, feels like you've had some kind of relaxation times right at the start of the day, so that then as soon as 8 o'clock hits, we're ready to crack on and get started. We'll then work generally from 8 until 12 or 12:30 when we'll have lunch. Now those study sessions are in hour blocks. So I'll study for an hour and then usually have 10 to 15 minutes off. Now that for me is what works. I'd recommend you kind of find a time period that works for you. But the key here really is that it depends on what type of kind of revision you're doing. So at the moment, I'm just making notes. So I'm going on my laptop, I make handwritten notes in lectures, and then I type them up and use those to revise from. So at the moment, I'm making those typed up notes, collating all of the material into one place so I can then learn it. So for note making, I reckon you can do a bit longer than if you're kind of in the memorization phase of revision, where you're just learning material. And again, it depends kind of exactly what stage of your revision you're at as to how long you're going to spend. But essentially, I reckon around an hour for note making and around 40 to 50 minutes for memorization. If you're doing past papers or practice questions, then you can probably do even longer than an hour, so something like an hour and a half. Again, just to really reinforce this, it's not kind of a strict amount of time either. I know that I say to precisely make sure you've got your exact kind of blocks of time. that's just to give you a rough guide, or a very precise guide, but a guide so that you have a kind of real idea of when your breaks are going to be. I do sometimes break this, so if I'm really on a roll, I've been working for an hour, and you know what, I'm just in the flow and I don't feel distracted at all, I'll probably carry on for another half an hour maybe, but absolutely make sure that you stop after sort of an hour and a half, for example, because at that point your mind is going to start to wander, you're going to become less productive, and within 2 hours certainly you'll be kind of drifting aimlessly, and you'll be much better off cutting it, taking a 10 to 15 minute break, and then getting back to your work after that. So I'll work in kind of hour chunks. I use Forest, the app, so I disable my phone using Forest, the app, which I love. At the end of that hour session, have a break, come back, and then I'll do that until 12. Then have lunch, usually for an hour, from 12 until 1 or 12:30 till 1:30, and then come back, having kind of had a chat with friends, having made sure to get out of my room. That's really important, is that you have social contact and you're escaping the kind of confines of wherever you're revising. Have a change of scenery. Then I'll get back to it, let's say from 1:30 until usually 5 o'clock. So that's again exactly the same pattern, 40 to an hour and 20 revision kind of bursts with breaks of 10 to 15 minutes, probably more like 15 minutes in the afternoon, because I'm starting to get a little bit more tired. I need that little bit of a longer break to keep me motivated, and that will really help you if you, in the afternoon, allow yourself those slightly longer breaks to keep you kind of rewarded and motivated. So that is through to 5 o'clock. Then from 5 until usually around 6, I'll do exercise. So at the moment, again, Nat and I, the guy I live with, we're going to the park to go and do some exercises there. So we're doing press-ups, sit-ups, all that kind of stuff. It can be anything you want. Now, there are two things here. One is if you can go for a run, for example, do that. That's absolutely great. If you just want to go for a walk, do that. That's great. If you want to go to the park and do some exercise, fantastic. It was raining today and we still went. I would really strongly encourage you not to be in a closed, confined space. Certainly not your bedroom if you're revising in your bedroom. Escape that space. Try and get outside if you can, because honestly then, by this stage of the day, you're starting to feel a little bit tired. That will really help you after dinner or later, sort of in the evening, if you do an hour or two, just to really productive in that time rather than kind of feeling quite sluggish. So then after the hour of exercise, we'll then usually go for dinner. So we get cooked for here at Cambridge, which is really lucky. So we'll then go for dinner, have dinner together, again, socialise, spend some time with friends, chill out as much as possible, and try and escape anyone who feels the need to talk about exams all the time. So yeah, that's that. And then we'll probably come back, so start work again after shower at about 7. And then go again from 7 until probably 9:30. 9:30 is usually our cut-off point. Again, 2.5 hours, so that's sort of an hour, and then about 10 to 15, or maybe a little bit longer, 15 to 20 minute break, and then another hour, round off with the last 10 minutes just looking over kind of what we've done for the day. And that's a really good tip actually. If you are familiar with active recall, a method I love, another great method, one of the most important methods in terms of really getting kind of stuff to stick in your head during the revision period, is spaced repetition. So spaced repetition, not just repeating stuff day 1, day 3, day 5, day 7, but actually looking over the stuff you've done during the day is extremely powerful and will help you memorize information much faster. So just spending 10 minutes at the end of the day going over your notes for that day that you've made or you've been memorizing just one more time will help kind of reinstill and lodge in your memory, in your long-term memory, especially the stuff you did, for example, first thing in the morning at 8 o'clock. So that is pretty much my day. I'll then, most importantly actually, I should make sure I mention this, after 9:30, I'm having a chat with you guys now, which to be fair I find quite therapeutic. So I'm talking to my kind of counsellors out there. So yeah, if you've got anything to say as my counsellor, feel free to put it in the comments. But yeah, basically have some chill out time from 9:30, talk to each other, although by this point we probably don't have much left to say to each other, because we spend quite a lot of time together. Chill out, watch some TV, maybe read something for a little bit, and then we're going to bed. I'm going to bed at about 11, trying to be asleep at around 11:30, so that we're getting kind of 7.5, 8 hours sleep, which is what everyone needs, especially if you're busy kind of studying hard, to make sure that you're going to be as productive as you possibly can be. Right guys, I hope you find that helpful. As I say, please do drop into the comments below, let me know your thoughts on what I've gone through, whether you think my day is crazy, whether you think I need to work harder. I think that's hopefully unlikely. And if you've got any questions, please do feel free to ask. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I really look forward to speaking to you again soon. Thanks a lot guys, and I'll speak to you again very soon, I hope. Alright, bye!